All right, all right, all right. D4, D5 is on the board. We have another game. So we have longer time limit this time. So I'll probably try to talk more and make this a very long video, right? So I always play pawn to c4 because the idea is if it takes, then I get to expand in the center, and it's always nice to have two pawns on e4 and t4. So I mean this is queen's gambit. So you can accept it, you can decline it by playing something like this. So there are multiple options in this position. Right now I am not really bothered about what he plays because all of this. I mean, I'm not going to lose this game. The good thing with queen's pawn opening is you usually don't lose the game in the first 5 or 10 moves, usually. But I can also, you know, do that sometimes. So, anyways, so we have c4 on the board. This is going to be a long video, a very, very, very long video. All right, so I'll just think on his time. If he plays something like this, I have so many moves. I can go knight f3, knight f6, bishop somewhere here. If my knight is already on f3, then I can put my bishop there because it protects. All right, so I'm just going to play this, right? Yeah, no problem, no problem. Yeah, cool. All right, so the idea is that if he puts his piece here, then I can put my bishop on g5 and pin him, which he does. Thank you very much. He unpins, no problem. All of this is probably been played 100,000 times already by everybody. So, so cool. It's just a game. Hmm. Now this is interesting. Does it accomplish anything? Does it threaten anything? Do I need to react to it? Do I need to react to it? Do I need to react to it? Okay, probably the idea is that he still wants a pawn here in the center of the board, so he's probably anticipating that I take and he also takes. So he continues to maintain his pawn in the center. All right, I don't need to react to this. I'm just going to go ahead because my bishop is out. I usually like to put my bishop outside of my pawn chain. So now that my bishop is out, I can probably put a pawn on e3 because if I would have played this earlier and then my bishop would be just striking against my own pawn. So it's a position, normal game. Nothing interesting. Is going is these two pieces I'm not very happy about right now from his perspective because his bishop is not outside of his pawn chain unlike my bishop which is. Also by playing c3 you have taken a very natural square out and your knight can't really get developed very easily. So cool. All right. So are there any tricks? Are there any tricks? He's threatening my bishop, of course, so I need to react. There are one, two, and three pieces hitting it. I have only one piece defending it. Do I need to protect my bishop? I don't think so. So let's say I take. How is he going to take? Queen takes, right? Then I take. His pawn will probably take. What do I do with my knight then? What do I do with my knight? Alright, let me think about it when the time comes for it. Right now, let me just take his bishop. Also, let's calculate what if he takes this, he doesn't. Okay, so no need to calculate, right? So, cool. I'm going to play a very cool move, which probably is he threatening something like this to put pressure here. This also hits, and here. And a cool way to protect against all of that is just queen to c2. Yeah, because if his knight takes now, I can just take with my pawn. So we are cool. I don't want to take this pawn because if I take this pawn, he captures with his c pawn, and that allows his knight to enter the game. Right now, his knight can only enter the game using these two squares. So if he enters the game via this square, then he's blocking his own bishop, and then he probably needs to move his knight over here or somewhere. So I'm just gaining time. I'm gaining some moves, so I don't think this capture is necessary. His knight can also come out from this space, but then from here, where does his knight go? His knight can go here and hit my queen. So if his knight does come out, then I probably play something like a3, right? Yeah, I guess so. That should be cool. What are the other moves in this position? All right, so let's start from the basics. Are there any checks in this position? Do I have any checks? Um, Not really, because I take, he takes. This is one check, but he can just block with his bishop and gains the tempo on my queen, so my queen has to go back again. There are no checks. Does my king have any checks? Um, if my knight moves, so takes, check, and my knight comes back again, so that check also doesn't bother me. Are there any captures in this position that I can be thinking of? I can capture this piece, he takes, and I take with my queen, so that's winning a pawn. He doesn't allow that. Okay. Um, all right. So let me think. Pawn push, c5, does it do anything? His knight can't go here. It can't go. Or it will probably go here. And I'll take and he'll take. And I'll win a pawn. Right? If knight comes back to e4, my knight takes. He takes with his pawn and I take with his queen. And I take with my queen, so I'm a pawn up. Right? So I push my pawn. Can he go somewhere like here? He can. Does that threaten anything? Not really. So let me just. But then I need to do something about it, right? Because otherwise he's threatening to capture my pawn, and I can't capture back with my bishop because his knight takes back. After that, do I have any cool trick? No. So let me just put my bishop here. Let me just put my bishop over here. Oh, take back, take back. Mouse slip. If I put my bishop, thanks. If I if I put my bishop over here, then he still takes, and I can't do. I don't want to play something like uh, b3. So irritating me. Okay, let me just push. Let me just push. Let me just open up my bishop and let's see what happens. If knight goes to f5, I'm going to put my bishop over here and try to harass him that way. Right now he has to move his knight. If I put my let me put my bishop over here. Okay, so let me calculate. All right, knight to f5. You can also break like this. Does it bother me? I'll probably have to take, but then you can't get castled on the king's or the queen side. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, so that is some sort of a weakening move, and that also hangs a piece. So I'll also. You are hanging your knight. Is that a sacrifice, or is there any trick? Okay, cool. He's hanging his knight. Okay, so he was kind enough to allow me for my mouse slip, so I will be kind enough to allow him for. Um, okay, so cool. Take back, take back. I will accept it. You need to offer me take back. I will accept. There is an arrow, back arrow. No, not after I kill. Not after I take your knight. You have to do it now. There must be a small back arrow. Three buttons. Uh, one one is for draw, one is for resign, and one is for take back. I think his trick is to confuse me and then beat me on time. I don't think anybody can beat anybody on time if you have 15-second increment. Cool. Okay. See WhatsApp. Okay, I will see WhatsApp. WhatsApp. Nothing on WhatsApp. Okay. Anyways, knight here. All right. So this wins a pawn. I'm not going to think about it. Takes, takes, and takes, and then takes. And now if he castles, then I have a very cool trick, threatening checkmate. And this time I'm not going to allow him to take back. Castles. Okay, cool. Now I'm threatening to castle and a mate, and I'm not going to. So take backs are over. Only move is pawn to g6. Cool. Uh, all right. So now I'm thinking. I can go h4. He can't take because my knight defends it. Then if he does something stupid, I can continue with h5 and I can just blast open everything. Or I can also put my knight on this square with which will then be protected by h4. So do I have any other cool tricks? Yeah, I can go here. I think h4 is pretty okay. Let me think. I don't need to. I do not. You do not need to rush. You have 16 minutes, right? So think about it. Let's think. Are there any checks? Do I have any checks? I don't have any checks. Does he have any checks? No. Even he does not have any checks that I can see. And as always, I don't see everything. In fact, I almost see nothing, but I don't see any checks that I can give. I don't see any checks that he can give, right? So next thing is captures. Is there any piece or any pawn that I can capture? No. The only pawn, two pawns that I could probably capture is this, and this is stupid, so we won't pursue that line. Is there anything that he can capture? Is there anything that he can? Okay. Um, is there anything that he can capture? Is there anything that he can capture? I don't think so. Just checking. No. There's one cool trick though. I'm just thinking h4, and he breaks with e5, right? I capture with my knight. He can put his bishop because right now my bishop is undefended. But the good thing is my knight would then again also protect my bishop, so I could just play something like I don't know what I would play though. I'd play something like queen here. Is that okay to play? All right. Uh, captures, knight captures. I think so. I don't need to. Are there any other cool tactics? Because my plan is simple. My plan is just to go h4, h5, and bust open his king side. Do I need to castle before it? Right now, I don't think so because he doesn't really have any good checks or ways to harass my king. Having said that, probably in two moves, I'm going to resign. Let's see. I'm there, bro. I'm recording and I'm thinking. म्हणूनच मी ना असे 20-20 मिनिटाचे गेम खेळत नाही. म्हणून मी 20 मिनिटाचे गेम खेळत नाही. लोकांना समजत नाही की आहे का झोपला. Okay, cool. Is it scary? Does his knight have any good jumps? If his knight goes here, I capture. If his knight goes here, it's a very defensive. It's a good defensive resource for his king. Um, it also puts pressure on my queen, right? And after that, is my queen trapped? It's not trapped, but let's say here, knight here. Only move I guess for queen is here, and if he does something like this, Yeah, I think my queen is escaping. If it doesn't, then I'm going to resign. Right, let me calculate again. We have 13 minutes, so we don't need to rush. Um, let's go h5. H5, he doesn't need to react because he has a better move of knight to f6. Knight to f6. I have to move my queen. Where do I move my queen? My queen can't go here. My queen can't. Queen can probably go here. Uh, but is it doing anything over there? What if he just plays something like f6? Then where does my queen go? I can't capture. No. So my the only option is here. Okay. So let's calculate. h5. Knight to f6. Uh, Queen to f4. If he pushes g5, then I could probably, yeah, it just captures the check. Doesn't work. Okay, so I think I'm surviving. I can also get away like this, and if required, I can also castle king side. So let's do this. Expecting, fully expecting knight f6. Hmm. Okay, so he can. Okay, so I fell for this. I should have calculated it properly. Now he's also threatening to take this with his knight. Okay, cool. So I'll just do this because there is no other option. He's going to take it. He's okay. Okay. So let's think. We still have 11 minutes, right? I should have calculated this better, but anyways, um, knight takes. Pawn takes doesn't make any sense, so I'm not going to calculate it. Knight takes. Knight takes. Putting. Okay. So right now, okay. Right now he's putting pressure on my queen, right? So queen moves to f4. Knight takes on h5, again putting pressure on my queen. My queen needs to move somewhere. My queen needs to move somewhere like here, right? My queen needs to move somewhere like here. After that, he can push e5. That puts pressure on my queen again. So I go back to g3. No, I can't go back on g3 because his knight is still here. Oh damn, this has become complicated for no reason. I'm going to lose one pawn, but I'm not, terribly unhappy about it. The problem is that how the fuck do I get out of this position? Okay, again, knight takes. Okay, no, even before that, queen f4, knight takes h5, putting pressure on my queen. Uh, okay, let's just do this. Knight takes most probably. What happens if rook takes, queen takes? Okay, so this is a good sacrifice. I could probably play that way. Just sack my rook. Can I sack my rook? He doesn't have his dark squared bishop. I think I can sack my bishop. I think I can sack the exchange. Takes, um, takes, 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 and I'm going to win this pawn anyways because my next move is queen here. How does it defend checkmate? He has to play something like f4. Then I pick up this pawn, but he blocks up my bishop. If he plays f4, then it opens up a new square for my knight. Okay, cool. So this makes sense. This can be threatening for him, but because otherwise I have like the other option of playing like very slow moves. Like okay, he attacks my queen. So I do something like I can't go here because then this pawn push comes with discovery on my queen. But and then I don't have any other good move. I can't go here. Do I want to do that? Okay, so let's do it. Let's fuck it. Jai Mata Di. Let's take it. Only move is this. Because this protects the mate. You can also go one square. This protects the mate this way. His queen protects his back rank. Uh, Going just one square is actually helpful because then my knight can't jump in. But then the problem with that is his pawn becomes extremely weak. And yeah, so we're exchange down, but we have piece activity. So let's play. If he wins, he wins. Good game. I just wanted to play this game actively instead of last game, which was very slow. I mean, he lost a piece. His bishop got pinned, and he lost that piece. But otherwise, it was not very exciting. This game, I think, is exciting. I'm hoping for f5 because f5 allows my knight to jump in as well. It blocks my bishop, but it allows my knight to jump in. I'm just calmly going to castle this way, bring my rook here, and still try to mate him on h7. And it's not really dangerous for him. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. So can I go? No, I can't go. Let me just castle. There is nothing for me to worry about right now. Just go castles and continue to have pressure on his position. I can pick up this pawn. Right now he's up 2 points of material. I'm down an exchange. I can pick up this pawn. This move also comes, but this is right now protected by two pieces, so this move is not doing anything. Can my knight do some crazy jumps? Okay, so this, and he plays something like okay, some random move, and this. If he takes, I take with check. Okay, cool. Here, some random move. Let's say this. Here. Okay, I really now hope he takes. I can take this, right? Yeah, I can take this. Yeah. I really hope he takes this pawn because I just bring my rook here and it's GG's. Uh, this is also under threat. So his position is not easy to play. But let's see. But good moves. I mean, Chaitanya has found good moves this game. He found very good defensive resources. So If he beats me, he beats me. I'm just going to take a pause. I need to go pee. I have 9 minutes. Uh, Chaitanya, I am going to have to pee and tea. Uh, don't make move. Make move. Okay, make move. I will make move and take back to avoid time. Okay, I am back. Sorry. Okay, I lost quite some time, but it's okay. It's 7 minutes 40 seconds. Um, I don't know what I'm seeing right now. What do I have? Do I have options? Takes is an option, and a rook here is an option. Takes. Um, Takes, and then I have some checks as well. So those can be tricky. Uh, okay, takes, and takes is an option that also gets my knight into the game. Okay, so I think takes is the most relevant option. Let me just take here and think about what other moves I'm going to play. Uh, this check is an option. If it takes, then knight takes is an option. Uh, Bringing my rook to the h file is an option because then there is like super pressure. What are the other options? What are the other options? I don't know. I'm probably still down like one. No, actually the material is equal right now, but he is up an exchange and I am up two pawns, which one of which he will take back, and then I will probably immediately take back once he takes back this pawn. Uh, Julius Caesar 7. So takes. Uh, if he takes, then what do I do? If he takes, then I have that check. I have also have that knight. Uh, that knight. I have this check, and I have this knight jump. Okay. Um, this has to be dangerous for him, but I am not able to find the touch. He's basically closed down. He's closed down. He's closed down my bishop's view of his king, but he's allowed my knight to come in. If my knight comes in, then what do I do? If my knight comes in, then what do I do? Do I have any other cool knights? Okay, so I can. Hmm. The problem is if I go here, it's scary, but it doesn't really achieve anything because his queen still protects his king. If I go, let's say, and then I can't even like do this check, not this check, but to fork his queen and rook because his bishop still covers his diagonal. So I don't really know what to do. This Yeah, okay, cool. So I have an idea. I'll give a check here. His king moves inside, right? Then I bring my other rook into the game. So now there is double pressure on his h7, uh, and his king also can't get out. And then I bring my knight to g5. So then there is triple pressure. एक प्रेशर, ये दो वाला प्रेशर, और ये तीन वाला प्रेशर, right? Uh, but he just, no, he can't go here because my bishop. Okay, cool. So this is my starting point. Check. Let's go. King inside is the only move. Uh, and after that, I'm thinking either of two moves. I'm thinking of bishop here or I'm thinking of rook here. Sorry, not bishop, sorry, knight to g5 or rook to h1, right? These two moves are coming to my mind to just simply destroy him on h7. Um, Destruction is the name of the game. Yeah, that was the only. Let me start off. What do I want to start off with? What are the merits? Let's see. We have still 5 minutes 30 seconds. So let's see. What are the merits of each move? What are the merits of each move? What are the merits of each move? Um, if I go knight first, he can probably kick away my knight. If he kicks away my knight, what happens? If I go knight here, he kicks away my knight. Uh, but he can't take it. But he can't take it because his pawn is still pinned against my. Okay, so that's a neat trick, right? Okay, so let's start again. Knight here. He says यार परेशान मत कर, irritate मत कर, जा यहाँ से. He plays h6 and he thinks he's very happy. Yay, I chased away the knight, but sorry boss, you haven't. You haven't because you can't take it because my queen x-rays your king, right? And then I bring my rook. Yeah, okay, cool. Just because this is tricky and this is like, uh, tricky, it's funny. I'll play this first. But otherwise, I was like quite okay with playing rook h1 as well. All right, so नाइट तो मैंने यहाँ पे रख दिया g5 पे, लेकिन एक्चुअल कोई थ्रेट है क्या मेरा? Like I can't go here because his bishop takes and then takes. Still, like I'm not achieving anything. Um, if he goes something like b5, no, then I have a decision to make. Do I want to keep my bishop in? No, actually I don't. I don't. I just back off. I was thinking, do I want to keep my bishop on this diagonal or this diagonal, right? But I just back off to b2, and then I can easily switch diagonals between these two squares. So yeah, so this is tricky, but not really scary. अदरवाइज अपना प्लान तो सिंपल है भाई साहब. h1 पे रुक डालो, जय माता दी कर दो यहाँ पे. और कुछ है क्या? ये चेक. रुक टेक्स, बिशप टेक्स. या ओके, ये चेक है. चेक, रुक टेक्स, बट आई एम लूजिंग टू पीसेस. बिशप टेक्स, क्वीन टेक्स, and then I have nothing. And then I have nothing. And then I have nothing. He can't. He can play bishop. If he plays bishop here just to develop his bishop and connect his rooks, then what? Then can I even take his bishop? नहीं, तो फिर बहुत ही मेरा सब आर्मी मर ही जाएगा. मेरा अकेला किंग बचेगा, उसको ही मेट करना पड़ेगा. फिर इतना सैक्रिफाइस भी अच्छा नहीं है. बट आई एम एक्चुअली थिंकिंग, चल अगर ये बिशप प्लेस टू b7, I just take with my rook, his queen takes. After that, do I have any? Yeah, cool. This is a cool idea. हाँ, अगर होता है तो देखते हैं. Okay, so start. Bishop here. Rook takes. Okay. Queen takes. Cool. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to play my bishop to g1. Okay, I'm going to play my bishop. No, yeah, I'm going to play my bishop to g1, and let's say if it takes with the rook, no, If he plays takes with his rook, then I have a knight check, and his queen is then forced to take uh, my my knight, and then my queen takes. So I can win, but what if it? Yeah, I can win his queen for a rook and a bishop. Yeah. So let's go through this again. Bishop here, rook takes, queen takes, and now bishop to g1. Strange move. But what if king takes? Okay, sorry boss, you can't take it. You can't take it. Hey, hey, you fell for my trick. Yeah, yeah, you fell for my trick. You can't take it because your king is pinned. You can't take it. Okay, cool. So uh, now two options. He can't take it definitely. Do I come this way, which was my original plan, या मेरा जो अभी नया वाला प्लान में बना रहा था एंड कमिंग इन दिस वे, राइट? बोथ हैव देयर मेरिट्स. If I come this way, he still can't take my knight, so that's not a problem. Then I'm, and this is mate. Oh wow, this is mate. Mate, yeah, this is mate because his king can't move. My bishop covers this. Okay, and okay, cool. So I come here and he plays, let's say, something nonsense, right? So let's say he plays something like a3, right? Then I just take, and this is mate. His king has no squares. I mean, his queen can block, of course, and then I deliver checkmate. But okay, so okay, cool. What is the second idea? Second idea is my rook goes to h1. My rook goes to h1, and uh, the idea is still the same. The idea is still that no, but he captures. No, I want this to be captured with my rook first, so that I can probably win his queen for my rook. Because if I take here, no, he will take, and then I will take, which is fine. But then his king can run this way, right? Okay, so let's start. Go here, uh, and he plays something nonsense because I don't have time to calculate his good moves. Let's say he plays something nonsense like a3. I capture with my queen. He captures with his queen. Uh, and then I capture with my rook with check, but still not mate. I think this is better. I don't have much time now, so I'm just going to play. Uh, what if he does this? If he blocks with his rook, I take with my rook. If his queen takes, still don't have a follow up. Takes, he blocks with his rook. He blocks with his rook. If I take with my rook and he takes, okay, then at least that gives me access to the back rank, right? At least that gives me access to bank rank. So let's say, okay, cool. So rook here, I take his rook, his queen, queen takes my rook. Now I go check because I can't go give this check right now because his rook protects this, right? But if his rook leaves and queen is here, then I give a check. I give a check. King can't go here. King can't go here. The only move is this. And then is this mate? Yes, king can't go here. King can't go here because I'm giving check from this diagonal. King can't go. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Cool. So this won't work. This is checkmate. If he plays rook here, then I can take. He takes, and I just go check. Mate. So I don't know. Let him think now. I don't want to think. Let him think. I have thought enough. Okay, but what? Let's calculate this. Okay, so what if he goes here, but instead of taking first, right? If he goes here and instead of taking first, I give a check here. Then his rook goes back. Then I can't take with my rook because my queen is no longer on this square. His queen will take, and then I can't even take his rook because his queen would protect his rook. What? What? I did not even see that move. Okay, so let me think. 2 minutes 27 seconds is enough to calculate. If there is a mate in 2 or 3, then it is enough to calculate. If there is no mate in 2 or 3, then we'll just live life of increment, right? What is the first thing that comes to my mind? First thing that comes to my mind is check, right? First thing that comes to my mind is check. His queen goes here and check. Okay, I is there a mate here? I don't know. Let's start with this. If it gives up his queen, then it's fine. Then I can live. Then that's not a problem. If it doesn't give up his queen though, then it's an issue because his king will now the only square. This is the only square for king, right? So let's start calculating on his time. Only move. Rook here, check. Or is there any? No, he gives up his queen. This is mate. Thank you. GG. Well played. Well played. Well played. Well played. Thank you. This was, I think, a